welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do milk bath nails with acrylic and also with gel polish. I've already got a gel polish one, like a whole video dedicated to it, so if you want to see just that then please scroll down my channel and you will find it. So here I am going to be doing the acrylic one first with some yellow and orange flowers. I'm just showing you how you can break these up. So they're really easy. If you just get some tweezers, literally just break them off. Like, they're so easy because they're really delicate, so it's just super easy to break them. I'm going to stop saying easy because it's starting to not sound like a word to me anymore. So anyway, I'm going in with all these products that I'm showing you now, and I am just going to get started basically. So first of all, I'm putting down a layer of white, literally just normal solid white, whatever brand you're using will be fine. I'm just going to put that on the bottom. I'm going to do this quite quick because I sort of want to use this while it's still wet. Luckily my room is really cold, so acrylic takes a really long time to set in cold, so it was already still usable by the time I'd covered the whole nail anyway. So once you've finished applying your white, you can then pick up your flowers. I usually place them one way round and then flip them over the other way round because I kind of want them to get a bit of white on top, because this is the first layer of the milk bath. So if it makes sense that these are basically like the ones that are in the bath, not floating on top, if that makes sense. It's a lot easier to use these flowers like one way more than the other. Sometimes you can't because the back of them are like a different colour to the top, which is really unhelpful, but it's just one of those things. I really do prefer doing milk bath with acrylic because then you can use it like while the acrylic is just about to set, and then all you got to do is sort of like push it down and it'll automatically stay there, which is really helpful. It's a bit more tricky with gel, but it is doable. So anyway, I'm just popping on the main flowers first, and then I will put on some of the little pieces and also a couple of specks of glitter as well. You want to make sure that you leave a bit of space on this one because obviously you're going to have a second layer, so you want to leave some space to be able to put things on top without them covering each other up completely. So here I'm just popping a little bit of clear over both flowers just to prevent that little bit of like raised, because you will get a slight raise with this obviously because they are higher than the nail. So I'm just putting a bit of clear over just to make it more like flush as a whole nail, because then the second stage is super easy. You don't have any dents or anything for it to get caught. Just popping on some glitter here by getting a really small bead of clear on my brush and then just dipping it into the glitter which I've put in the lid. Just make sure you don't actually touch the lid itself with your brush because then you'll end up getting like stuff stuck to it and things like that. It's really difficult to sort that out. So just make sure that you're literally just putting your brush on the very top of the pile of glitter in the very middle so you don't touch anything. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm just showing you here, I get a little bit of clear on my brush, and then while that's on my brush still, I pop my brush on the top of the white powder as well. So you've got clear and white on your brush at the same time. Some brands do like a milky white, obviously you can use that, which will basically just make it a very small fraction quicker because you won't have to dip your brush into two powders. So by all means use that. Magpie do actually do a cloudy white, which is really useful, and I have got it, but I just thought, you know what, not everyone's going to have that, so it's nice to know that you can do it with other products. So I'm just popping some clear here now just to make sure it's really nice and wet to be able to put the next layer in. So I'm just going in now with the next layer of my flowers, just popping them exactly where I want them, and then I just put the big ones down, and I'm going to get the smaller pieces and just fill in the gaps, put some glitter in as well again, just to fill in where we've got some gaps. Obviously you can add more flowers if you want, you can add different things like butterflies, love hearts, whatever you want. You can encapsulate absolutely anything with milk bath nails, doesn't have to be flowers. And then there we go, I was just going to then add some glitter and I couldn't remember whether I did or not, so I just add a little bit more glitter. And it's basically just a case of trial and error. Like, you can't really go wrong with it. If you cover up something too much, just put some more on top. If you don't cover something enough, just put a bit more on top to cover it. So it's super, super easy to do milk bath. I really, really like it, and it looks really effective. You can't really go wrong. Yeah, it is really, really good. So hopefully you get on well with these methods. So I'm just doing the same again with the picking up the clear and a bit of white, just to pop a little bit more around where there's some glitter and stuff, just to give a little bit more depth. So we've sort of got like 3 layers then. So I'm just popping a bit more glitter on. I've covered some up to give them that milky effect. And then just making sure that I'm happy with it. And then obviously once that's starting to set, I can go in and cap with clear acrylic, because obviously if you left it as it is and then filed, you'd file everything off that you've just done. So as soon as it's all set enough, I will cap in clear, and then obviously when it's capped and set, I can file and buff. Well, I don't buff, I just apply a little bit of acetone, just wipe over to melt the scratches off, and then top coat. Okay, so that's the acrylic one done, and now moving on to gel. So I'm just going to be using these products here that I'm just showing you. Fresh as a Daisy is a milky white from Magpie. If you don't have a milky white, that is absolutely fine. You can do what we did with the acrylic and mix a white with some clear, just to give it a bit more of a milky effect and slightly transparent. So if you don't have milky, just do that. It's absolutely fine. It works the exact same way. I'm using a pure white here, which is plain Jane, just because we want the actual base of it to be white, so we can go ahead with a proper white for that. And then I'm just going to pop on my flowers about where I want them. I am going to take them off and do it again in a second. I'm just putting them exactly where I want, just because I like to make sure, with the method that I use to do this, I like to make sure they're exactly where I want them before I actually do it, if that makes any sense. It'll probably make more sense when I actually come to do it. But anyway, just popping things on about where I'm going to want them. This tool that I'm using to pick up the flowers is from AliExpress. It is in my most recent AliExpress haul, and the link to it is in the description box of that video at the very top of the list of links. So if you'd like it, then please head over there to find that. It's also a dotting tool on the other end, so it's a double whammy. You get 2 tools in one. Highly recommend. I'm just using my brush from Magpie to apply the glitter, just because it picks up a little bit more than a crystal picker can pick up. So I'm just popping some glitter on with this brush. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm demonstrating here that it won't always necessarily lie flat. If your flowers happen to lie flat, then absolutely brilliant, that's great, just leave them as they are and cure them, that'd be fine. If not, you can use this method here. I just put a little blob of Give Me Strength on the back of the flowers and then pop them back on. This gives it a slightly raised effect. You can also cure the underneath layer first if you like, and then put a whole layer of Give Me Strength over and then put the flowers on top of that. But it's just an added extra step that you don't really need to do. So like I said, just a blob of Give Me Strength underneath and then go ahead and put that on top. I'm now applying Fresh as a Daisy, which is actually a little bit more white than I'd like. So I just apply that and then I'll go in with a brush afterwards and brush off some excess so you can see a little bit more. You can leave it like this if you like, it's not a problem at all, but I did want to see a little bit more for this nail, so I'm just taking off a little bit of it so it's not too overpowering and you can still see bits underneath. Once I've done that, again, you don't want to cure, just leave it wet, and then we're going to apply the flowers again in the same way I did the first time. A little bit of Give Me Strength on the back, and then we'll apply some smaller bits of flower and some glitter again. Okay, so as you can see there, I dropped that flower by accident and all of the Give Me Strength came off onto the paper at the back, which is really unhelpful. So I just applied a little bit more and then popped it where I wanted it. You will see that a petal on this will pop back up again, it's not a problem. I just wait until the very end, just before I'm ready to put it into the lamp. I will pop it down again, and then it usually will stay down long enough to cure in place when I put it in the lamp. Taking off a little bit of excess with my tweezers. Obviously you don't need to do that at this stage, you could do that at the end just before you put it in the lamp, or you could even just leave it and cure at the end. Obviously not if it's a client, because it's on the skin, you need to remove it straight away. I'm just going in now with some more glitter and applying that to some gaps. Obviously you don't need to fill the nail this much, or if you want to you could fill it more. You could have as many layers as you want. Obviously I've just done 2. But you could do plenty more, so you've got lots more depth. You could also add some flakes if you like, or some coloured glitters, or whatever you like. I just thought I'd keep it basic just for the sake of this video, just to make it a nice easy watch and not get so much stuff involved, because then it like makes less mess in my room and I don't have as much to clean up. So anyway, once I've done that, I'm then going to go in with a big floaty layer of Give Me Strength. First of all, I just pop a coat on, and then I will get a little bit more and add it to it. I will then turn it upside down. I'm just making sure that there's enough on there and it's covering absolutely everything. You want it to get in every nook and cranny, and then if you turn it upside down, it will create a sort of apex view and is more likely to create like a dome over the top of the flowers, so you don't have to do another coat. If after you've done this stage and you've put it in the lamp and you bring it out and it's still rough and like bumpy, you can put another coat, pop it back in the lamp, give it a little buff at the end, and then top coat after. I was quite lucky where mine turned out quite flat anyway, apart from that little bump on the side, which I'll file off at the end. It turned out really good, it was nice and smooth, so I went straight in with top coat, and then that was me done. I really hope you enjoyed this video and it was useful. Milk bath will never go out of fashion, it's so beautiful and always will look lovely. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back really soon. Bye!